Call to order. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we have roll call?
George Kay,
Here.
Srinivasa Chalikanda, Genevieve Corsi. Here. James Hennessy,
Present.
Michael Kelly,
Here.
Toby Lewis. Oh, yep. I know, whoops. William Nowak,
Here.
Renee Powell, Miguel Prano, Mitchell Marks,
Here.
Kristen Kozakowski. Here. Braden McNaught.
Here.
Also in attendance, Molly Keys, John Caldwell, and Jenny Tatro.
Okay, thank you. Has everybody had time to review the minutes? Do I have any motion to review the minutes or approve them?
Motion to approve.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motions are, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, minutes are approved. We have public input.
Shocked me to hear that, right? Yeah. Hey, good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. Thanks for having me out today. My name is Will Corsi from 65 Lewis Drive. Just want to take a few moments to express some gratitude for the Parks and Rec Department. So I am an active member of the South Windsor Patriotic Commission, have been on that commission for the past 3 years. And so my first time at the Parks and Rec Commission meeting, and feel free to drop down anytime we have ours on the last Monday of every month. The Patriotic Commission, we endeavor to do a lot of activities and programs throughout the town. We're very active with promoting patriotism, recognizing veterans across the town, and working with the citizens to help promote patriotism. Some of the things we do, the Armed Forces Day celebration, Memorial Day Parade, Memorial Day Ceremony, Veterans Day Ceremony, among other things, as well as the Wreaths Across America and coordination with the American Legion Post 133. Also, very closely, we work with the Parks and Rec Department and really just wanted to take a moment to express gratitude with the work that they did over the past year and continue to provide with us. Really strong partnership from John Caldwell and that team on the Veterans Memorial Park, as well as Shauna Damon and all the activities that we do, especially over the past couple of months for the Veterans Day ceremony as well as the Wreaths Across America. There was a lot of back and forth with using the VMP services because of the construction that was happening. You know, the parking lot was a mess, the street was in and out, really tough to kind of navigate, and we had a really hard time figuring out whether or not we would be able to have our ceremonies down there. And the Parks and Rec Department did a really good job. More than anything, just remaining very flexible and fluid with everybody's minds changing, working with the town engineer, the town manager, and things like that. And any time that we had to do any changes or we kind of went back and forth, they were really willing to step up and help out and make everything available for us. So when it came time to do the ceremonies, we had no problems whatsoever. All the facilities were there. Everything was clean. Everything looked really nice. Got really good feedback from all the attendees at both of the events. The Veterans Day specifically, which I believe we had record turnout at, so it was really great. And so again, just want to express the gratitude to the Parks and Rec Department and make that known that we really appreciate the partnership that they have with us and want to continue that going forward. So thank you all. Awesome.
Thank you very much. Any other public input? I do not see any. Report of council liaison? Not present. Report? Oh, my apologies. Toby? It's nice. First of all, congratulations on your new position, and it's nice to have somebody who's been very involved in Parks and Rec represent us as a liaison, so thank you. Report of BOE liaison? Nope. Thank you. Oh. new face.
Yes.
I apologize for the new faces.
New old faces.
That's right. Congratulations on your new
Yes,
position.
thank you. Well, going forward, Genevieve and I will be serving, splitting the duties of the Board of Ed liaison. The Board of Ed has been hard at work lately on the plan to improve our high school campus, including a new turf field next to the annex, the high school annex, which will include a lighted field, and then 7 new tennis courts and 4 new pickleball courts. Yes, and then a new driveway into the high school to improve safety. On December 12th, the Board of Ed approved this plan unanimously, and we moved it on to the council, and we requested that they set a referendum date for March 5th. They are planning on voting for the referendum date at their next meeting, which is January 16th, and we're hoping to have that referendum on March 5th again. So, thank you. That's it. That's all.
Thank you. Special reports, tasks. I see no input. Report of open space, task force liaison, George.
We didn't have a meeting last month, or this month.
Report of Parks and Recreation Director.
All right, good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. So we did not meet back in December, so I wanted to kind of combine a little bit of updates of what went on during December, as well as what's going on right now. So last time we spoke, I did announce that we had funding for Phase 1 of the Crosstown Trail. We have $2 million now total, because we've received 2 funding sources, one through Community Connectivity Grant and a Senate bond. So we are currently finalizing design. We did another walkthrough about a month ago for Phase 1, and we're meeting with Kevin Grindle kind of to figure out the final pieces before we go out to bid for Phase 1. So we are anticipating that we're able to go out to bid in the spring for construction, late summer, early fall. That is our goal. So that way we can kind of get that momentum moving. I'm meeting with the South Windsor Walk and Wheelways Committee next week again, and we're going to discuss next steps for funding. There is another grant that's coming out right now through CT Rec Trails, and we're going to hopefully put in a grant application to further fund the trail now that we have that momentum going. So we're hoping to put that application in February. But we're really excited for that. On our program end of things, we just winded down all of the holiday stuff. So we had a variety of things going on during the holidays. We had our Grinchmas early December. We had 225 people attend that event, and that was the first event we've really had back in the building. We obviously had camp and other operations, but this was our first community-related event. So that was well received. And then we also had a sensory-friendly event the next day. It was called Snow Much Fun, and that was the first time we've offered this event. And this event was for individuals in the special population, and they were able to meet Santa, hear a kid's book, and then have a hot chocolate take-home kit. So that was a fun event. We had our Letters to Santa event that was right next to the box is always right next to the Christmas tree that the Parks Department puts up every year. We had 502 letters this year. So that is about around the same that we had the last couple years, give or take. So we love doing that. Our preschool teachers are a huge help to make the Letters to Santa a success, continue that magic going on for the South Windsor youth. We also had events such as Skate with Santa. We had the Merry and Bright contest. For those of you who have probably seen the map around town, we have about 21 houses that we put on a map, and we go around and we have a contest. We actually had all of our staff, thanks to the community center, we drove around in one of their buses, and we were able to go interact with the community and go judge the houses for their contest. So those are a variety of events in December. And then also Monday Night Social Club had several activities in December. The first one, they did a Hartford Wolfpack game, and they were super excited. They got to do the High Five Tunnel, And on December 18th, they had their annual party with a special guest appearance, thanks to the fire department for coming out with Santa and the lights and the festivities. Outside of all of those kind of seasonal programs, we are running strong with basketball. So basketball practices started about a week ago, and then we have games starting on Saturday. So we actually had jersey pickups tonight. We're excited to get it going. We have a lot of players this year. We have even more. We have an increase of about 50 players this year from last year. The girls' numbers are at an increase as well. Our current challenge right now with the girls' league is that finding other towns to play for the middle school age girls, because there is a decline in Connecticut for middle school age girl participation in basketball. So that, I think, is our biggest challenge that we're trying to overcome right now. But other than that, we're really excited to get the season going and start the games on Saturday. Men's basketball as well is going on. We have 150 adults in that league. And adult volleyball has been going on since October, and that'll end in March, and we have 300 players in that league. Besides that, we start ski and snowboard club next week. It's not the best season right now for snow, but they are a full program, and they're excited to kick that off. And then we have a variety of things still going on, such as our creative cardio, our yoga programs, food explorers, open gym, and we're going to continue those throughout the rest of the year. And we are already prepping for our spring and summer. We are finalizing our brochure for that, and we are going to be sending that to the print so that way we can prepare the public for our spring and summer registrations at the end of March and early April. So we'll be announcing that officially, but we're making the decision to push up camp on a separate date than the rest of the spring and summer programs in order to ensure a smoother registration process for everyone and allow for individuals who need camp to not stress out and just focus all their time and energy on signing up for camp programs and missing additional programs that they might be able to join throughout the summer. So we're hoping to implement that change, and we'll be announcing that through the brochure and social media. But we are actively working on the spring and summer programs. And then that's pretty much where we're at right now in terms of programming. And then another update, we are working on a capital projects committee for the upcoming fiscal year. We are tasked with coming forth with projects and solidifying what we want to ask for the town. I think we've mentioned this in previous meetings, we put in for a VMP pool cover just due to the need to replace it. It's outlived its life, so we did put an ask for the VMP pool cover. We did put an ask in for the John J. Mitchell Fairground enhancements, which include utilities to the fairground and pavilion, and then our hopes for that is to turn into a true fairground and event space, which would help with the economic development standpoint as well as safety aspects for hosting events. So we have those two projects in terms of Parks and Rec, and then with building maintenance combined, we are putting in a code compliance and ADA upgrade project, which is about $340,000 we're trying to ask for right now, but over the span of the next couple years, if we go forth with all of the ADA upgrades and the code compliance, it's going to be several million dollars. But our hope is that we're able to make the changes necessary so that way we can have the community utilize the whole building. Our number one pressing thing right now truly is the ADA access, and that's our hope to tackle that piece. So those are some projects that we're in discussion on, and next month I will know what projects we're putting forth, and I will report back to the committee what the Capital Projects Commission chooses to move forward with. And that is what I have, and I will have John give his updates.
Good evening, everyone, and like Molly said, Happy New Year. First of all, I'd like to just thank Santa's helpers that write all the letters. I have 3 grandchildren that put a mail in that in that mailbox every year now for the last 5 or 6 years, and now one of them for 2 years. But the letter isn't just a short little, you know, good luck with what you want to get or whatever. It's a well-written, lengthy, long letter, and I want to just say thank you very much, because I know it means a lot to the kids that are out there, and to see that Santa and all his helpers help out with that is great. And with that, the Parks Department's finished all their cleanups. We haven't had much snow, but we certainly have had plenty of rain. It's made some of our things challenging, but we're done with all that. All the wide area mowing is done. We usually wait to do all of our open space to the very end of, after like a good solid 3 frosts. That way it doesn't affect any of the pollinators or anything like that in our large open areas. I know it doesn't seem like it. It seems like Christmas was 6 months ago already. I don't know if it's because I'm getting old and time just flies faster, but we treated all the Buckland Islands with some decorations for the holidays. And as Molly said, we put up the 35-foot tree. It's another place, one thing I see a lot of people do out there is it seems like it's a great place for a photo op with you and the family. I even saw one Christmas card with our tree on it. I thought that was pretty cool. We did add a bar to the pickleball at Rye Street. The fence being an 8-foot, a 6-foot, is it 8-foot fence? The center of the fence gets too much flex, so we put a center bar through the whole thing. That way it's a lot more rigid, and it seems to give the pickleballers another place to hang some of their things without hanging it right on the mesh. The senior center Andrea called us and said, we got a price to paint our pickleball courts in our gym, and it's extremely expensive. Is that something that your crew can do? Well, we had a little experience when we were at Wapping, and we painted the gym floor there, and we also did it at New Recreation, so the crew is pretty good at it. So we did that for the senior center for them. Now they have painted lines instead of just blue tape on the floor, so they were very happy about that. We also, I want to thank Mario Costa and Costa Concrete, which is one of our town vendors, town company and one of our town vendors for concrete. I made a call to Mario. I asked him, hey, what are the chances we get some decent weather? We can get some stamped concrete around on the splash pad, and also get the ADA sidewalk completed up to the top parking lot. He said, let me take a look at my schedule. He called me back that day. He said, yeah, we can make that happen. And they got all that done, and then my crew went in and we did all the site work around the sidewalk and around the stamped concrete around the outside of the splash pad. We also were able to put in the decorative black metal fencing there with one gate that comes from Collins Crossing. We'll make a pathway up to that gate because there's a crosswalk right there. But the crew is moving right along on the splash pad. We're making some good progress now that the contractor's out of there. And we have also, we have a new outdoor fitness center that has been installed by P&J Playgrounds. Compan is the manufacturer of the playground, of the fitness center. We did prep the site for them. One of the things that they complimented the crew on was they've never been to a site that's been so dead level and easy to work with. Now we're going to go back in. After they've installed it, we're going to put processed stone in, and then early spring we hope to have enough funds saved to put a poured-in-place rubber flooring on that, so that'll open up, and we're going to probably say mid to late spring, so we're going to have to get that going. And as you know, we've heard from every weather station in town that it looks like we might have some plowable snow. Just so everybody knows, the Parks crew works alongside of Public Works. We're in the same building. The plow routes are all selected by seniority, so they go by, you know, how long you've been there. The Parks crew plows right alongside with Public Works, so if you do see them out there, they're going to have a long night Saturday and into Sunday, so just wave to them and thank them for what they do, because they really do keep things safe for us out when we're driving on the roads. So I want to thank them for all they do for us, and everybody else in the Parks Department, and our Parks Manager Dave and Molly for everything that they do. And I think that's it, because I'm running out of air now.
Thank you. Any questions?
Oh, I'm going to add one more thing. I'm sorry. I just took a good breath, so I got a little left in me. The Outdoor Fitness Center was funded by ARPA and Max Challenge, so I want to thank Max Challenge especially. They do a ton for our community, and especially for the Recreation Department. So a big shout out to them and then the ARPA funds that also helped with that.
Yeah, I was looking at the ADA upgrade projects, the capital projects. I understand in the current building that you are in, is it a 5-year kind of period where you do not have to meet the ADA standards by the state statute?
Yes, so I believe it's the 5 years once we start to occupy it. Yes, and then we just need to make the code compliance upgrades, and then after that, if we do not make the code compliance, then there is penalties.
Okay, and so the 339 is just kind of the first chunk?
Yeah, so when we sat down, we're looking at the report and what needs to be done, but also we have to put out some more study and some designs too for all the projects, so that's really just getting that process moving.
Okay, and then the 13 million, that encompasses everything that is needed for code and ADA?
Code ADA, and then that is an estimated cost if we were to put like remove the portables, put additional storage on site, and potentially if we needed to or we wanted to as a community do a pool.
Okay, so this
Yeah, this
number
is all
kind of
anticipated
looking-
numbers, yeah.
Anticipation of that building that you're currently occupying potentially being a longer-term building than maybe we would prefer.
Correct.
Okay.
And then these are just, a lot of these are just estimates currently, so we put together our department, building maintenance, fire marshal, and a few others. We've really sat down and tried to put down some numbers, and as we get closer, we see what the appetite is from the community, then we're gonna plan on firming up our quotes and moving in those directions.
But if I understand what you're reporting is that no matter what we do in 4 years or so, there's a multi-million-dollar bill coming due, one which could involve a new facility and one which could involve upgrading an old 50-year-old building. But there's a bill coming due. I just want to make it clear that's what you're saying.
There's definitely a bill, yeah. So whether or not they want us to start to fund it every single year for the next 4 to 5 years, or if they want to wait until, that's up to the town council's discretion.
Right,
But there is significant funds that will be coming, yes.
It's not a no-cost option to stay in the building you're in. It's
no.
a significant amount of investment to just remain in that building, is what you're saying.
Yep. No matter the option, there's definitely that investment. Yeah, and I think everyone, the council had the opportunity to tour the building too, and they were able to see the space, and everyone does agree that there needs to be an elevator and some sort of access point. As they acknowledge, it's important for our community to be able to access the full building space. But none of us are engineers, so we have to refer that to the professionals on that piece.
Thank you.
Would you be able to, or maybe over the next couple months, could you go more into detail about the ADA, first like the requirements, but then also like what would it be really good to have even if it's not part of the code? Because I think that is important to keep in mind that wherever we are, whether it's this building or another, that is going to be an important aspect that we need to consider.
Yeah, I'd be happy to put together a little document that we can share that talks about ADA requirements, but also best practices for, recreation and community facilities.
Awesome, thank you.
Like this question. Had they had any meetings for the new facility at all? Because I know that got canceled in November.
Yes, so the PBC has requested a special meeting actually on Monday, this upcoming Monday, which is the 8th of January at 6 p.m. here in the Sprinkle Room. They've requested a special meeting regarding the facility.
So they haven't met at all yet about it?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Any other questions? Go-
I'd be happy to provide like the 5-year overview of our basketball enrollment to show the increase that we've had over the last 5 years. I will say that we never have enough indoor gym space, not specifically just for basketball. I would say a variety of sports, because since we are in New England, we have that. We have fall, winter, and majority of spring that variety of sports want to play inside, and they try to compete with the basketball time slots. So always additional gym space is welcomed. But I would be happy to report the enrollment over the last 5 years.
Also on the basketball, I'm a basketball official. I do some South Windsor like travel and stuff, and I've reffed alongside with my dad in Ellsworth, and let me just say that is a miserable experience for everyone involved, and the TE gym is just barely better. So it's like there's not enough space, but then also the space that we do have is limiting, I would say.
Any further questions? Okay, move on to discussion topics. I'd like to bring up the obvious need for a chair. I'm sitting in the chair today because Toby has moved on into his new position. I've been here. It seems like this is my second stint of stepping up when our chairs had to move on. And I believe we should move forward and nominate a chair. And I'd like to start by nominating Genevieve. And I think the reasons for that are over the time that Genevieve has been on this board, she stepped up and has committed her volunteer time. And I see her very committed to this committee, and I'd like to see her, if everybody agrees, to become the chair.
I'd like to second that nomination.
I guess I can't do the first. Do I have a first?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to nominate Genevieve to be the chairman of the commission.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Congratulations.
Thank you. All right, if you'll just indulge me for just a minute. While I was prepping for the meeting, I was just kind of remembering why Parks and Rec was so meaningful to my family. In 2017, right before we moved to South Windsor, we were a couple years out from being a military family, and we were living in New Hampshire, and my husband worked long distance in New Jersey while he was prepping for his new career. And I was with the kids in New Hampshire, and every weekend for about 2 months, 3 months, we met in the middle here at Nevers Park while we were house shopping for our first home. And so our memories in South Windsor, as in the Parks Department, and they're really special, and just I think they mean a lot to us as far as a growing family and transitions and those memories with our kids. And now with our kids, our second is about to graduate from South Windsor High School this year, and the chance to serve on this commission and also on the Board of Education. It's really just kind of an honor and a privilege and really means a lot. So I just want to say thank you. Sorry for all of that. I guess it's on me now?
Yep. It's on you, you got the
Oh,
gavel.
boy. Oh, boy. All right, do we have any other business? We good?
Motion to adjourn.
A quick thing, so, Michael, you still want to remain as vice chair, correct?
Oh, yeah, that's gotta fill it, we
Good
gotta fill
call.
out the slate.
That is other business.
I'd be happy to be your vice chair if you,
Well, technically you currently are, so I just wanted to make sure that you wanted to remain, yeah?
yeah, I guess the next elections are, when is our elections? The official, yes, yes.
All right. And so I guess we need to replace myself as the secretary?
No.
We don't.
I mean, you usually take the notes, right? I mean, or do we need?
Yeah, I never did anything of meaning as secretary, to be
The chair and
honest.
vice chair. I'm not sure we use this.
Do we
The third chair, it's the second backup chair is really
Yeah, so we do need
we
it.
do need that.
Just to have a number?
Yeah,
To have a third person, yeah.
third person who can take the seat, yeah. I would nominate Mitchell Marks to be be the secretary.
Second.
All in, those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations. Do we have,
I thought I heard a motion to adjourn,
Sure.
and
Motion
I
to
heard
adjourn.
a second.
all right, we're adjourned.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Nice and quick.